Now, I had another video on the back burner which I was working on, but then I didn't finish for a number of reasons. So I'm going to do that later. I just got up to something pretty interesting today that I actually wanted to talk about. Uh, it is the fact that I got this guy. A new figure for my bountiful collection. This one is the Studio Series number 112 Optimus Prime from the Transformers 1 movie. Now, just to clarify, I don't normally collect Transformers. I have only ever had 3 Transformers in my entire life, 2 of which was from a 2-pack with Bumblebee from the original Bay movies. First one that I lost, and that Bumblebee was always like slightly broken. The third one was another Bumblebee from the Transformers animated series. One of them. I don't remember which one, but if I am able to figure out which one, I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, I don't have that big of a history with Transformers, to say the least. So when Transformers 1 came out in cinemas, I was really, really intrigued by it. Because I had heard basically nothing about this film. Didn't know what it was about. I knew it was in like a origin story kind of thing. The trailer seemed kind of corny. And me and my partner, we went on opening day because we love us a good corny movie. We thought it would be entertaining to go and see it and just numb our brains a bit. And to our surprise, the movie was fantastic. It was one of the best films I've seen in quite a while. And when I was browsing around today, at the shops, I found this guy. Normally these retail for about like $40 AUD, but I was able to find him at my local Kmart for $29, which was pretty cool. So I decided to pick him up because I really liked that movie and I wanted to have something to collect from that movie. And I gotta say, this thing is really solid. I absolutely love it. I think the only real complaint that I have about it is the coloring, because the colors feel very damp compared to how they appear in the movie. Like the blues are a lot like bluer and shinier, the reds are a lot more vibrant, and the grays are a lot more grayer? I don't know. But it is an absolutely fantastic figure. The transforming process at first, now again, never had one of these, so I don't know how the transforming process goes for these figures. So it was a bit of a struggle to figure out at first, but once I was able to get my hands on it and work it all out, it was a breeze. I can now pretty much do it just without needing the instructions. I only needed the instructions like 1 or 2 times, and I was able to figure it out very easily after that. But yeah, we got some good joint movement. The hands are a bit stiff. It's only really, like, I assume it's the same on all Transformers figures, but it's only really the pinhole in the hand for you to be able to grab his weapon and put that in there, which it's fine. It's like these figures, I imagine, don't really need too much to do, and honestly, especially given for what the figure is, it works perfectly fine. I don't think anything more is needed than this. But the reason why I was really, really interested in this figure is specifically because they should, like, spoilers, I guess, but they show it in the trailers, so right here, inside of his chest is the Matrix of Leadership, which you can take out and you can make him hold, which was honestly something I didn't expect them to do in a figure. And there's a few variations of this guy at a higher price point which also do this, but I'm a big fan of the fact that, like, you know, as a Transformer, you should be able to transform realistically. And I get that some higher end figures won't have the ability to transform, but I think it's pretty cool to be able to do that. Outside of the color scheme, I think my only other gripe with this figure, well, gripes, I guess, is this accessory right here. The weapon I can understand, and they did include space for you to go ahead and just like that. It does fit in on the back there. I can understand with this because the weapon is fairly vital, but this part I really don't like it. It's very loose on the underside of the hood there, as it just kind of sits there. And then once you actually transform him, it sits on the front bumper a bit. It's fine for extra turrets. I don't remember if the movie had the extra turrets. I could be completely wrong about that. But the piece itself is just awkward. Like these little points, here that you use to stick onto the actual figure itself when he's in normal figure pose. They just stick out weirdly, and because they stick out weirdly, when you're drifting him along the ground, it kind of creates a little bit of pushback, because it just scrapes along the ground as it's around the same level as the tires. Now, obviously, there are probably ways that you can go ahead and fix this. I imagine if I spent a little bit more time finicking with it, then I could probably fix it better, because it is at its core a very, very finicky figure. And again, I don't own, I haven't owned a lot of these in my life. I don't collect these normally. So for all I know, this could be the current norm and state of these Transformers figures. But when it comes to these guys, I do think there should be a little bit more consideration for the transformation aspect. And obviously there is a lot that is already considered, but certain aspects, right here is the belt, and the belt itself is probably one of the most finicky parts out of the entire figure. Like, it has either come off or almost come off more times that I can count while using this thing. And maybe that's just a me thing, maybe I just need to take better care of it, but ultimately, yeah. I mean, look, regardless, I'm still extremely happy with this thing. I think it's an extremely faithful recreation of of Optimus from the film. I think it looks absolutely fantastic in both forms. Sorry, I'm not looking up here. I keep looking at the actual thing on screen because I can't stop looking at it. It just looks good. And on top of that, the actual the standard transformed option looks absolutely phenomenal for an Optimus Prime figure. But even in his transformed state, he still looks like an amazing figure. And at the end of the day, everything that I've talked about or critiqued, I guess, is just more nitpicky things rather than actual negative things about the figure, because it's for the price point that you get it at, it's still a great figure. It still works absolutely fantastically, and it just looks really, really nice. So I really like it. Go see Transformers 1. It's a fantastic film. Advertisements, trailers do not do it justice. It is seriously one of the best films of this year, and at the time of posting this video, or at least recording, there's a week left before it gets released on digital. So if you can go see it before it gets released on digital in cinemas, that will be fantastic, because the more support we show this movie for while it's on its cinema run, the better the chances we'll have for a sequel. And this movie absolutely deserves a sequel. But yeah, I collect figures. I'll probably be doing some more of these at some point in the future, and I can't stop looking at this guy. He just looks really good. Look at this fucking thing. That's so cool. That's cool. Outside sunny with a shine, sunny with a sweet new honey, like ooh la la. Don't want 17 minutes? Fuck me.